The Last Hero, Episode 4, The Oracle's Tears. The crown bell had not ceased to echo. Its final chime drifted like smoke through the golden halls of Moutet, lingering on the minds of nobles, warriors, and children alike. Fear had no voice, but it sat upon every shoulder. The name Dazaz, the elder Titan, now haunted the air like a curse, too ancient to fight, too powerful to deny. The royal council gathered beneath the vault of stars in the Chamber of Echoes, where once peace treaties had been signed, where the fates of nations had been debated in fire and ink. King Altheon stood at the head of the marble table, not as a ruler of men, but as a father of a nation, unsure if it would see another season. Around him sat the elders of the realm, old voices, wise minds, shrouded in gold-trimmed cloaks, yet strangely quiet. For the first time in living memory, no one spoke. The king broke the silence. We stand before a darkness not seen since the dawn of history. What path lies before us, I ask you, warriors of thought, pillars of this kingdom? Silence answered again, until, finally, from the far end of the table, the oldest among them rose, Elder Virion, whose voice was rarely heard but never forgotten. We no longer speak of battles, Your Majesty. What approaches is not a war, it is judgment, and only one soul may hold the weight of that decision. The chamber stirred. Another elder leaned forward. Perhaps it is time to seek the oracle. A murmur of agreement followed. All eyes slowly turned to one man. The king nodded slowly, his voice heavy. Damian, you know the sacred path. The oracle speaks only to those who have given blood for Moutet. You will go, not as a soldier, not as a father, but as a servant of truth. Damian bowed. I will find the answer, even if I must pay its price. The Path to the Oracle. The Temple of the Oracle stood atop Mount Thalish, a place where wind never rested and no birds sang. The road was steep, carved through ice and ancient stone, older than kings and gods alike. It was said that no man left the temple unchanged. Damian ascended alone, carrying only a blade at his side and questions in his heart. Each step brought memories of war, of comrades, of a son once small enough to carry. When he reached the summit, he knelt before the great arch of stone where time itself seemed to pause. Inside, light flickered from braziers not lit by fire but by soul flame, a magic born of truth and prophecy. And there, in the heart of the temple, she waited, the oracle, clad in robes of ash and silver, her eyes covered with a cloth woven from moonlight, her voice as old as the mountain. You come not for glory, nor for vengeance, she said gently. You come for hope and fear. Damian bowed his head. I come to ask what must be done. To save Moutet, to protect my son. If there is any way. She turned toward him, though she did not see. Her voice was both gentle and terrifying. There is only one path. One, and it is paved with sorrow. He listened, silent, as she spoke the words that would carve the future of the kingdom. The Prophecy of the Last Hero. The Titan Dazaz is no army. He is a force. He cannot be reasoned with. He will burn the world until it kneels, and Mudi stands in his path. Your son, Merrick, holds within him the spark of something lost. He was born not just of your blood, but of fate's last hope. Damien's breath caught. But he is not ready. The oracle stepped closer. Her voice became a whisper wrapped in thunder. He will never be ready. No hero ever is. But he is the only one who can stand before what is coming. And yet, he cannot win alone. She lifted her hand, and before them shimmered a vision. 3 great weapons, encased in flame and smoke, resting in the ruins of forgotten God. The Blade of Oaths, a sword forged from a star's heart. The Spear, precise and ancient, born of the sky's judgment. The Tear of Marukus awakens the fury of the gods in the one who bears it. These are the relics of Marukus, the god of destruction who once challenged the heavens themselves. No mortal has ever held his weapons without paying the price. Damien's eyes widened. What price? The oracle's voice fell. His soul. If your son dares take up the relics, he may not survive. Only if the relics choose him will he wield them without ruin, but even then the future is written in smoke. Damien fell to his knees, his voice choked. Why him? Why must he suffer again? He did not choose this. The oracle knelt beside him, her tone soft as snow. The world does not choose its heroes. It only reveals them. A long silence passed. Then she said her final words. You must decide, Damien. Tell him what awaits, or shelter him from a destiny that may claim his life. But know this. If he does not rise, Modit will fall. The Burden of Choice. Damien descended the mountain slowly. The wind carried the echoes of the oracle's voice with every step. His thoughts warred within him. Father or general? Protector or witness? Silence or truth? He thought of the boy he had hidden from the world, of the man he had trained in secret. He thought of the torments, the chains, the silence Merrick had endured. He had once called him his greatest creation. Now, he would become the kingdom's last hope. But at what cost? He looked up at the horizon. Storm clouds gathered. The war was coming. And only one question remained. Would Merrick rise to fight for his kingdom, not for love, not for revenge, but for those who once abandoned him? Would he become what the oracle feared most? Not a prince, not a soldier, but the last hero.